This is going to be our foam roll technique for the calves. Now the calves are the muscle behind the shin on the lower leg, and they can get very tight in response to the fact that we're on our feet a lot of the time, or even when we're not on our feet, we're maybe behind a desk or operating a car, and we're on our toes holding our body position or operating the pedals. We're also wearing shoes a lot of the time, which restrict how the foot would naturally move, and that can create a lot of stiffness into the calf muscle, and it can affect the ankle and the knee at the joints above and below the calf. I'm going to set the foam roller up widthways across in front of me, sitting down on my mat. I'm going to bring the leg up onto the foam roll, and I want to get as much of the muscle, so the muscle belly, the center of the muscle, right on top of the foam roll. I'm going to position my hands behind me, just like I'm chilling out, relaxing, and that way I can lean back and let the weight of the leg just do the work. Now this might be enough pressure if the calves are particularly tight. Again, if you've been wearing restrictive shoes, smart shoes, heel shoes, this might be enough pressure, but chances are with the foam roll being quite a broad surface, you're going to need to bring the other leg on top and then just rest it down to add some extra weight. Now, you want to position the leg above directly over where the foam roll would be to apply the pressure in the best possible spot. And then just start off by rolling the leg from side to side without really moving the foam roll to begin with. Now, there is a seam, essentially a contour in the middle of the leg behind the shin. And you'll naturally feel that crease, that contour, and it can be quite tender just passing over that. Now there's a good site to work on and spend some time running across from side to side. But you'll also find some tender spots and some trigger points either side of that midline. So nice and slowly, once again, we're taking this slow, so about an inch of movement at a time, and just investigating where those tight spots are. And if you find anything that's really tight, really uncomfortable, just hover over it, maybe you can move across it back and forth, or even just linger on that spot to create a release, a trigger point release with a constant pressure. Now, you can lift the hips up to reposition, that's going to apply more pressure, and you'll see some people using the foam roll by bringing the hips up and rolling across, which is fine, but of course that's going to use a lot of force from the arms, and they may tire very quickly. So you want to try and relax the body as much as possible when using a foam roll and any kind of self-massage techniques. The rest of the body, you want it to be as relaxed as possible. Remember to take nice deep breaths, relax the body, and allow the muscles to relax even further in addition to that pressure that we're creating with the foam roll. Now, if you find that that's not getting in there as deep as you might want to, then you're going to need another tool. And a great combination would be the foam block or a thick book that you can place a trigger ball on top of. Now, a tennis ball or a lacrosse ball, this is a lacrosse ball, will do the job very, very well. And you can see that's going to create a much more precise point of contact on the muscle. So just the weight of the leg on its own, and even just relaxing the weight of the leg now, I can feel a lot more pressure because it's much more localized and much more precise. It's a smaller surface area and it's really going to get in there more effectively. One of the drawbacks is it's a little bit hard to control. So it can roll in lots of different directions compared to the foam roll. So I have to really control the position of the leg. And again, I'm just rolling from side to side so I can find those different points. And again, that center seam, that contour of the muscle is quite tender. That's a good indication that, again, it really could do with some self-massage from trigger point release. Now, once again, I can apply the leg on top. Same thing, I'm going to bring the leg up onto the center of where the ball would be on the opposite side and gently relax the weight of the leg. This might mean it's so tender that I can't really move it around too much, which is fine. Again, I'm just going to work on trigger points and let the muscles and the body acclimate to that pressure. So the tightness is what's causing that discomfort, and the pressure will be a signal to release some of that bound up tension, and the nervous system over time will just relax that muscle a little bit more. And small movements. Again, if I need to change the height of where I'm applying the pressure, I can move my body relative to the foam block and then reapply. And once again, Remember to relax the body with both the position and your breathing. When you're working with the trigger points, don't try necessarily to get the entire area of the muscle in one sitting. Just focus on a few trigger points, because the effect on the nervous system will be to release the muscle as a whole. And the next time you visit this area, you can work on a slightly different point and make this a habit so that you can cover the muscle over time. And that is our foam roll and trigger pull technique for the calves.